My name is Kate Lowers, and this is my introductory video. Just a little bit about myself. I'm from Olathe, Kansas, and the Royals. Thought that would be appropriate for today. But I do live in the Denver area currently. This is my 8th year teaching high school theater. My 10th year in education. I started as a SPED para, which gave me a lot of good insight into data and how it's used. Married to Chris. You can see in that picture. Been married for just over 6 years now, and we have a fat orange cat named Conan, and I am expecting a baby boy in January, which is really exciting. I teach theater, and I also love the outdoors, hence some of these different photos. Last year we did 2 full productions outside and in masks because of COVID, and I'm really proud of my kids and myself for putting that together. But now we're doing more normal stuff, which is cool. So my school is a really purposefully data-driven community. We have a really strong PLC culture. Currently, I guess for the past 4 years, I've been a PLC facilitator, and our school was named a PLC model school for the past 2 or 3 years, I believe. So that is cool. Always using data to see how we can help kids and help them improve, even in subjects and classes that are not our own as an elective. Sometimes that can be sort of difficult, but not impossible. So just using data meaningfully. We also, like everyone else, use IEPs and 504 plans to be more aware of our students and their needs and to help them learn in the best ways possible. Tests that we use for either data analysis or graduation competencies, include MAPS tests, CMAS, which is another kind of Colorado math and science assessment, the PSAT and the SAT, I grew up with the ACT, but it's not really as much of a thing in Colorado as it is in Kansas and other Midwestern states. We also are really open to kind of diversifying different graduation competencies for our kids depending on what their post-grad intentions are. So I can show you that too. So you can see I love this graphic, this infographic. I think it's colorful and great. But you can see all of the different ways that students can find their way to graduation. It's not a one-size-fits-all, which I think is really cool. Ways that I use data to inform instruction in my classes are obviously summative and formative assessments, just kind of checking in. You know, it's just theater, it's just an elective, which is how a lot of people see it. But I do want to make sure that my students are learning what I want them to learn and what the standards want them to learn. So just following up on that and checking in with kids if they're just not getting stuff. Is it the subject, or is it something that's going on with them that is keeping them from learning what they need to learn? Also, attendance. We all know attendance is a huge bit of data that oftentimes doesn't go unnoticed, but isn't cycled into the other bits of data as often as it should be. So always tracking attendance. How often are our students at school, and how often are they engaged when they're at school? And if they're not at school, how can we get them there? And then always student self-reflections and conversations, just talking to these kids and being like, okay, are you struggling with what's happening in the subject matter, like I was saying, with the formative and, summative assessments, or is there something else going on that's keeping you from focusing the best that you can? Yes, just developing those relationships and using verbal data and information directly from the students can be really helpful as well. So how I would like to enhance current knowledge of data is to just be more intentional about cross-curricular connections. As an electives teacher, it's not as focused on for us to be data-driven, but it's obviously just as important. So how can I incorporate math? How can I incorporate science? How can I incorporate language arts? There's so many ways to do those things in the performing arts that people just don't realize. So I think just being more aware and intentional about that. And being aware of how students are doing in classes that are not my own. I think that can also really help to just show them that there are other resources and there are other ways to improve and other people to talk to. And then, as always, especially after the past year and a half, continuing to focus on the social and emotional growth and wellness of our students, and using that also to inform their academic data, because it is all tied together. And I think just being more aware and intentional of that. I realized that I didn't talk about the reasons I want to become an educational professional, like why I'm in this class. In all honesty, like a few other people have talked about in the videos that I've watched. A lot of the reason I'm doing this is for a little bit of a pay bump, but also in the future, if I decide to maybe stop teaching my current subject matter, this does give me kind of an opening into other leadership positions within education, which I love so much. So thank you for watching my video. Hopefully my little window wasn't too small, but I look forward to hearing from everybody else as well. Thank you.